Hello everyone and welcome back to Divinity Original Sin. Something I actually forgot to mention last time. What does this lever do? Stun me. Well, that's fun. I will stop uploading these in 1080p. I don't know if people watch them in 1080p, but it's just not worth the hassle of the ginormous file sizes that I keep getting. And it's kind of unpredictable. Some episodes it's just fine, it's something like 500-600 megabytes, which takes about 2 hours to upload or something along those lines. But that's acceptable. That's an amount I'm willing to deal with. But other episodes it suddenly jumps to 1.5 to 2 gigabytes, and that's just too much. It takes ages to upload on those scales. Problem is, I have no idea what influences it. It's something to do with whether I'm in game a lot or not, as in you know, in the actual game instead of in. Okay, that's an anvil, but I can't take that with me. Seems to matter whether I'm in-game or in menus, something like that. Let's put you here and append the rest of the party members, and then let's keep going. But then again, I've had episodes where I was, you know, having a lot of dialogue, which usually that tends to be fairly static and thus good on the file sizes, and those exploded as well. I really don't know what it is, so I've decided I'm going to render these at 720p. I'm recording at 1080, but rendering it down essentially. This produces just much more agreeable file sizes. And by the way, you are now in the abandoned building in Sicil. It's actually called Abandoned House, yeah. Inside you can just find some useful stuff. Mostly a few paintings which are fairly valuable. And I should really look at the journal, because that's quite interesting. It's just a little bit of background. The journal's cover appears swollen and weather-worn. Its spine cracks as you open to a yellowed page. 3 Rubrin. They heave themselves across the tunnel like great slimy rats. Soon enough I'll hear them tapping, banging at my cellar door. To think that the smithy of Sicil will close for this. These doors that have remained open through sleet and shine for 100 years, shut for a passel of living bones. 4 Rubrin. Today, the last fires will burn in my forge. I have crafted traps, many of them. The undead don't like fire, or so I've heard, so they'll get a mouthful of it if they dare to crawl towards this cellar. I only hope that no innocents enter the cellar before the traps are sprung. Alas, that's a chance I must take. Well, we managed to avoid the traps quite admirably. Ooh. No, I want to take all. And there's a painting of a woman as well, and another painting of a woman, but this one's not something you can take. It's actually hidden access to a button which opens the door. And there's something lying on the ground here, but that's just a random effect. Okay. However, I think I want to go back down, see if I've really explored the cave fully, because I'm not sure. As I said, the nice thing about this is you get those paintings, which are fairly valuable. I'll have to deal with all the traps again. Could of course go to Sicil West, getting me out of here. And as you can see, because the area is still loaded, it's very short loading screens. Okay, let's get you all over here. I want to go back to the well. Where's the well? There it is. While I'm doing that, Lore Master would be right here. So identify this robe. Armor rating 6, water resistance and fire resistance, but I lose a point of intelligence, which, well, not ideal. So I can sell this. Okay. Where is everyone else? Oh, they're just slightly behind. There's a section of cave back here that I haven't explored yet. I don't know if there's actually anything in there, but I just want to make sure. And this way I didn't have to go back through the traps, and it might have been faster even.
Careful now. That's a trap.
Can I just move through here? Or is the path blocked? Okay, that trap. How about we take this and throw it on the mine? Ouch. And there was a lucky find in that chest, but apparently... yeah, stuff has blown up. Obviously. Let's get rid of the fire effect. That's another reason I really like Jahan. He has this rain ability, which it comes in handy more than you think. There's a lot of fights which are made even more complex and difficult by the fact that enemies have sort of fireball abilities of some description. And you can use the rain to cure guys that have been set on fire. It makes the fire go out.
Look out! I see a trap nearby.
As you might imagine, and also it makes everyone wet, so it makes them more resilient to future attempts at being hit by fire. Well, and there's a poison thing on the ground there, but that's okay. It's not covering the entire path, so I can just run past it quite easily. Up. Frequently quick save. Yeah, I think I finished talking about that earlier, but essentially future episodes of this will be in 720p. Unless it's a really, really major problem for anyone. It just makes it a lot easier for me to deal with the game. It's a little unfortunate, but yeah. And we are still in Sarsiel. I knew I'd missed something. And it's the only way to access this chest right here, which also has some cool stuff in it. Let's hand this over to Charm again and identify. And equip. Now... my characters are about level 4. Might just be strong enough to go up here. Let's try it. Let's go to Sarsiel West. And also Jahan. Fix this. Now it says attempt to repair Blackjack in the combat log, or in the general game log, I guess. And then repairing succeeded. I don't know if the repairing can actually fail. I've never seen that happen, but then again, that is not saying it's not the same as saying it can't happen. And luckily, this game also has an option to disable helmets. I don't like the way helmets usually look in games, but some improved armor for Bear Daughter. It is better in every way, but it's actually worth less. As you can see, her standard armor is, because it's unique, it's Bear Daughter's armor, it gives 1,350 gold. It's not what I'll get from a merchant, but that's its base value. And the other stuff is actually better in every aspect, but worth less. So I guess it's better in every aspect except for the price. Just do a bit of healing. And I believe this actually is useful to have. On this spell it's useful to have the boost from high intelligence, because it actually improves the amount of healing that is done. Okay. And here we are, more enemies. And they instantly start off with that. I really hate it when enemies do that. Starting off with a sort of really annoying area of affecting like that, because now everyone, or at least 3 of my party members, are poisoned, and it's just all a major pain. So these archers, towards later stages of the game, they become a real nuisance because they can do that, and then the enemies know about combos as well. And just like that, I've basically lost half the health I had on Strange. So I'm going to have to heal himself. I'm going to have him heal himself. There we go. And now this target is invisible. I believe that's because he's standing in sort of fog. You know, there was an explosion here and also water here, so it's kind of, you can see that there's some mist, some fog. It just makes him invisible, essentially. Meaning, how about I just conserve my points? You can still in cooldown on minor heal. That's annoying. So just wait. Okay. So as you can see, the exoskeleton just noticed that it's wet and thus it cannot explode. Now let's haste. Strange. And then end our turn. By standing here behind this wall, at least somewhat behind the wall, we are essentially forcing the enemy to come to us. Okay, I believe if I hit this exoskeleton and it dies, it'll still manage to explode. But that actually worked out quite well. Conserve the final point. Target is invisible. Let's do a heal on Charm. And incidentally, this is one of the reasons the fighting system can really be a little annoying at times. If you get an unlucky start to the fight, because you start off fights being severely outnumbered. So if you get an unlucky start like I just did, seriously. Target's out of... or whatever. Apparently I can't summon that spider anywhere at this point. Oh, he's charmed Strange. Well, hey. Another really annoying thing enemies can do. Obviously, Charm does just what you think it does. And, yeah. My strongest and most buffed character has just become a puppet of an enemy. Not fun, of course. I don't believe Charm wears off just because the enemy that did the charming is dead. So, yeah, it's something really annoying. Let's move you a little. I think the enemy is invisible, so you won't be able to... To be targeted, I meant. Nope, it works, okay. So the great thing about this spell is it basically picks up an enemy and drops him on the ground elsewhere. Okay, there's still an enemy left. This guy, this undead archer, okay. Undead archers are a big, big pain. Just because of the crap they do. And I strongly suspect that the game hates me and doesn't want me to summon a spider anywhere. Seriously, everything is out of sight or blocked. Which it shouldn't be. I should be able to summon this somewhere. If I move further away, I'll have an attack of opportunity on my hands, which isn't nice, so I'll just put down some oil on. Strange. Now I can summon the spider. So annoying. Okay, now what's he do? He goes for the spider. Good. That's what I'd hoped for, really. I can hit the enemy, so I will do that. I believe once I'm out of combat, the charm effect on Strange. It's funny when character names work out like that. Should wear off. Or maybe it doesn't. Maybe I'm still considered in combat. So everyone just sort of get away from that guy. Yes, I know one of my party members is low on health. There's nothing I can do about it. I have to wait another turn for Strange to basically come back to his senses. I can do a heal on Charm, however. Yes, I'm not really in a tight spot, I'm okay. And there we go, combat is over. So, Jahan, please remove all the random fire effects. As I said, the enemies can get really, really annoying very quickly if you get unlucky, and stuff like that charm effect gets through. Ideally, obviously, you want to avoid that and, you know, be resilient, have a high willpower so that doesn't happen, but just in my experience from the first playthrough at least, the enemies and later on the archers will also have random special arrows. You know, I've already found a few, so something along those lines, and they tend to have ones that... Oh, just a heads up, but I found myself on the receiving side of a spot of friendly fire during that last encounter. By the gods, I'm ever so sorry, won't happen again. Cross my heart and hope to die. Don't worry about it, happens to the best of us, but once we find an inn, you're buying, buddy. Okay, I mean, no hard feelings, it's not like I had any choice on the matter. Again, that's... I was talking about the archers. They get special arrows, and later on they will also get stuff like the charm arrows, which... Well, they do what it says on the tin, they have a chance to charm. And that success rate with those special arrows is ridiculously high. Didn't I find a key here? I think I already picked it up, didn't I? Big barrel with log in it. Let's move this this rug out the way. Quick save once again. Okay, and next would be charm. And we are in the Forgotten Crypt. Empty bottle, Whirlwind skill book. I believe these empty bottles are actually completely useless. Fun with fluids, secrets of the scroll. So minor strength potion. And a guy called Snorri. Hello folks, having a bully day? I'm having a bully day. Pushing, pulling, lifting, look at the muscles, huh? Just like my days at the fair. Care to tell me a bit about yourself? I used to sail the 7 seas with the best of them. Better than the best of them, but found my true calling at the county fair. The strongest man in Sizeal I was, and they built me as such. What do you mean your days at the fair? Now those were swell times. How people marveled at my feats of strength. Boy, was I the cat's pajamas back then. Anyone could go up against me in a grand old bare-knuckle jamboree, but did they ever best me? Baloney. So you like to fight, do you? Now, I'm not a violent guy, don't get me wrong, make no mistake. But you know, there's no harm in a little roughhousing now and again, putting on a show for the roaring crowd. Plenty challenged me in those days, but none managed to best Snorri, no sir. Ah, nobody, eh? I bet I could best you myself. Scrawny against brawny. Could have been a nice title fight at the fair. Here are the rules, hotshot. I'm going to summon an item. Something only Snorri himself could smash. And if you manage to break it in 35 seconds, you'll have won the challenge. Don't go getting any pie-in-the-sky hopes though, pally pal. This'll be nothing to sneeze at.
There she is, noodle arms. So what are you made of?
So let's hit Snorri's ball. This worked a lot better the last time I tried it. I'm not sure this will work out in 35 seconds actually. My weapon is not in a good condition. I should probably equip another one. Oi. Don't protect myself.
Just as I suspected. Let Snorri show you how it's done. Ah, that was as easy as cherry pie. What else have you got, huh? Put 'em up.
Oh well, never mind. I think last time I managed to break the thing in time, but I was at a higher level and had better equipment at that point. So, going to buff myself up and just, you know, kill Snorri, I guess. Well, that was abysmal. Anyone in need of a heal? Not quite yet. Can I drop the guy? It does some damage, basically dropping him somewhere. And I now have a fairly bad weapon, but that's okay. Oh, Snorri's not that strong, he's almost dead already. Okay. Ooh, a legendary unidentified elvish air staff. Nice. Did not find that last time, but just got a random reward from successfully finishing his challenge, which this time I didn't. Oh, wait. Wrong button. Where's the blackjack? There it is. It's almost broken, so... Fix it! Fix it! Fix it! Fix it! Fix it! Fix it! There we go. And re-equip it. Yeah, hitting objects is bad for durability, as you might have noticed. You have not learned the skill yet, but I require level 7. It's an AoE attack, but obviously I'm not level 7 yet. So let's identify these two items. Really interested in this legendary staff. Slight level difference, but I'm critical chance plus 7%. Intelligence, HP, 15% chance to set curse status. There's not much of a question, I'm definitely using this. And the shield goes over to strange, blocking 7%. It's bad for my movement, but it has resistances as well. And in this game, green is better than blue. So, what's the staff look like? Okay. Doesn't look like anything super special, but I guess these stats make up for it. Okay. Hit yourself with a bit of a self heal and Charm can take another heal as well. I guess what I could have done is hit the orb with other characters, but it worked out. It's all good. Oh, baskets. I can check the baskets and the barrels. I forgot that. Because of the lucky find ability, I might just, you know, find something good. It's not likely, but possible. Okay. Didn't happen, but you could always find just little stuff, which all adds up in the long run to cool stuff. I will now go for Bear Daughter. And I can only reiterate, I really, really like the writing in the game. It's, at least to my mind, it's among the better written games I've played. It's sort of right up there with stuff like Portal 2. In a different way, of course, not arguing. And Portal 2 includes Portal 1. Both of those have really good writing.
Gotta show these spooks the meaning of Legion grit.
I'm up to my short hairs in grit. But I didn't need to wrangle a devil to prove that.
If you haven't got what it takes, I'll do it myself.
Okay, let's talk to Lucia and Malleus.
Greetings!
Oh, thank the seven. Lucia? It's the Source Hunter. We're not going to die on this haunted cliff after all. Who's dying? We're just resting up. The calm before the storm. Those ghosties at the lighthouse won't know what hit them. So, about the ghosts at the lighthouse. There's certainly something fishy happening. The light shines sure as the tides, though there's not been an attendant there for nearly 2 decades. Our platoon made a pact with Aureus. We'd check out the lighthouse, and if we made it back, we'd get a ticket home. What Aureus failed to mention was that it wasn't just the ghosts at the lighthouse we had to worry about. It was every savage skeleton on the way there and back, too. When we started we were 7, now Lucia and I are the last alive. Survival of the fittest, I say. We're just here marshalling our strength before hauling into that lighthouse with our swords blazing. Ha, marshalling our strength indeed. To be honest, we've been shaking like chihuahuas, praying for a way out of this mess, and it seems the 7 have sent you. Pfah, Malleus, your dignity's in a puddle at your feet. As for me, an honorable soldier and servant to Rivellon, I'm not afraid to ask nicely. So what do you say, Source Hunter? Will you check out the lighthouse in the name of your comrades in arms? If Aureus sees the place is cleared, we'll be on the next ship out of Sizeal and back to our families. You'll go to the lighthouse and straighten matters out, yes? Let us know what you find.
Bye.
So, we actually have a bit of a choice here. We could obviously, you know, go to Aureus, tell him those two are cowards. Or we could do as they ask, clear the lighthouse, tell Aureus, you know, those guys are really quite good and they sort of did help. We don't get credit, they get credit, they get to go home, and, well, obviously, me being me, I'll do the nice thing and, you know, let them go home. But it's not coincidence that I get an autosave here. I should probably make sure everyone's at full health, so bit of waiting now. Classic waiting. Still in cooldown. Oh. Jahan can use it as well. I should be with level 4. I should really be capable of tackling the lighthouse. 17 health loss on Bear Daughter. Oh, that will have to be remedied. And make sure I quick save. I know there was an autosave, but I like to quick save in addition to that, now that I've done the healing, basically. And its recharge will also be... yeah, that should be fine.
The further we go, the more bodies we find heaped around.
We must be closing in on where they were headed.
where they were headed is obviously the lighthouse, and there's enemies here. Lots of enemies. Actually, I think this is sort of the first boss fight we get. Against that ghoul that guards the lighthouse. Very imaginative name. He sort of does, well, he has got a teleport, and he also does sort of random, I don't know if he, yeah, he does definitely buff these dogs, such as these lupine horrors. He makes them inspired, which makes them, I don't know, buffed. Okay, if I remember correctly, killing these off doesn't actually do much good because he can regenerate them, the ghoul, but I have to kill some of them to be able to basically get away from here. Okay, and that was a fire arrow, but it didn't actually set anyone on fire because we're standing in water, so we're wet. It, funnily enough, creates the obvious steam effect cloud, which in this case is actually useful because I think it makes my guys inside the steam cloud. Problem is, you know, it's a cloud of steam, so that's why it's that steam cloud. But actually these days steam cloud tends to be a word for, you know, the cloud storage services offered by Steam. So those are not what I was referring to. Are you in range for a teleport? No, target is too far away. And the teleport would take all my action points. So I'm just getting a little closer and then ending my turn. Oh, an exoskeleton, but it's wet, so it can't do much. And by rise from your grave, he means, you know, I'll revive those dogs you just killed. And by reviving them, he also turns them into zombie dogs, which, you know, doesn't help. But I think the zombie versions don't get attacks of opportunity, which is nice. Okay, and I will then be moving towards the ghoul. And another fire arrow, and this one actually succeeds in setting something on fire. Again, these special arrows the enemies use can be a major pain. Why aren't you wet? Oh, I guess the fire kind of countered that. Let's make a spider. And then end my turn. Bear Daughter. Hit this guy. Okay. End your turn. Jahan. Get out of there. And I guess give a bit of a heal to Charm. I'll see if I can win this boss fight now. I'll put it in this episode, otherwise I'll have to wait until next time. Okay. The lupine horror that he regenerated is now undead, which means it has a sort of... You remember those enemies that release poison if I hit them, and they poisoned you with their normal attacks? That's basically what these lupine horrors now do. It's a little annoying, but again, it can't be helped. I think I might want to hit those undead archers first. These skeleton guys are the reason I'm carrying the blackjack as my weapon, that club, because it being a blunt weapon, it does increase damage to skeletons. Whereas a slashing weapon, I think slashing might be normal and piercing would do decreased damage. I might be wrong. Yes, I'm still in range for the Oath of Consecration. Desecration, not Consecration. Wouldn't make much sense. Anyway, I can also do Enfeebling Touch, making an enemy weaker, but there's only... no, I'll conserve my action points. Let's kill this lupine horror. And then hit this one as well, the undead one. Okay. I can now teleport this ghoul right next to Strange. Doing some damage along the way as well, but that's not really the reason I did it. Okay, let's see what the enemies do. They keep going for the spider, which is nice. Their poison effect is actually useless against the spider, and it gets quite tanky, so he regenerates another dog that I don't really care about. And I can now hit this guy for... Oh, nice, crit. And a miss, and I get another chance. There we go, nicely done. Set myself on fire, but still that worked out. There's still a few enemies left, but now of course the ghoul is dead. He can't revive his undead dogs anymore, which is quite useful. Could make another spider, but actually my first one's still alive, so I'll just... I can't do much. She doesn't have a damage spell yet, so really all I can do is, you know, standard wand attacks, I guess. Which, oh. That was smart. It's an air-based wand, so it has a chance to stun, but I'm standing in water. I'm standing in a puddle, so... It stunned me as well. But oh well. Stunned the enemy now. It's essentially turned the puddle into an electric puddle. Meaning, you know, stuns all around. Bear daughter. That's why she got my bear daughter's turn came so quickly. Everyone else was just stunned and standing there doing nothing. Jahan. Definitely put a bit of a heal on Strange. And we are now approaching another level up, which is interesting, by the way. I should probably just collect all this stuff. I'll go into the lighthouse next time, but I'll collect loot and identify it this time around. And that was our first boss fight, by the way. I think the boss fights are, or at least the ones I've played so far, are actually fairly well designed. It's sort of... The boss has a bit of a theme, it just works well, I guess. Take the tooth. If you had to poison yourself, might as well go through with it. Also... I just said also, which is... It's not German for also. It's more of a German filler word, I guess. It doesn't really mean much in this context, but... Anyway, at least to my mind, the boss fights really work well. They, as I said, they have a theme. It's fun. It's a little challenging, but it doesn't feel impossible. At least this boss fight, I've had some which were more difficult, but none of them made the impression of being, you know, too hard. Okay, let's see if there's anything in these barrels. There's a healing potion. Okay. Path blocked? What? How's the path blocked? Never mind. Throw that over there. Throw that over there. Let's well throw it. I can't throw it on top, so just put it over there. I want to check the final barrel. Okay. That's everything. So I'm just quickly going to move these items over to Charm, because she does the identifying around here. Identify. 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 And clobbering time is just a unique item. It's not legendary, but still fairly nice. Armor rating, that would be something potentially for Bear Daughter. A two-handed weapon I don't want to use, and another one I don't want to use. Armor rating 9, movement, initiative, dexterity. Oh, it's better than what I had. Okay, so I will take this opportunity to definitely level not high enough. Okay, yeah, I will take this opportunity to end this episode. It's been quite long, but I hope you enjoyed anyway, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.